I know you are dying to find out exactly what it was that we bought in Disneyland Paris. So, welcome to our first haul. Hello and welcome to Family Magic UK's first haul video. I've never done this before. I keep meaning to do it every time we came back from a trip, but ultimately either we didn't buy enough to do a video, or when we did come back, the boys just played with their toys, or, the tickets came off or we hung it up, or, and I kept meaning to do it every time we came back from a trip. But I'm organized this time. So yeah, so I've managed to find everything around the house that we bought that I hadn't managed to keep in a shopper bag, ready for this video. I'll also try and tell you how much the things cost, but because it was like 8 weeks ago now, I'm not going to remember. And plus I did get most of the things my Infinity Pass discount, which was 20% as well. So with that in mind, obviously, yeah, you might pay more depending on if you have an annual pass, or if you don't. But I will try and remember how much everything was, and yeah, so let's get into it. First off, ears. This was actually my first purchase on day 2. So it was Jacob's birthday I bought these because I had a Mandalorian outfit with me and I was desperate for Star Wars ears to wear with it. So yeah, and I got these in the shop that's next to Star Tours, the one that you come out into, that you exit the ride and you exit into this shop. I can't remember what it's called, Star Cruiser maybe. Anyway, and so these were €23. I remember because I thought it was such a good price. I just wish the lightsabers lit up. That's the only thing, but otherwise, yeah. So we've got the light side and the dark side, and then this like black, like leather, PVC, plasticky sort of look. I think it's supposed to represent Darth Vader, maybe. But yeah, so fab and great price, €23, even without any discount. That's cheaper than, say, your Loungefly ears, or cheaper than what you would pay here in the UK, because I think they're like £24 sometimes on Shop Disney's website, or even £30. So yeah, so I thought €23, that's quite a good price. Yeah, so Jacob's birthday, we were there for Jacob's birthday, and obviously, everybody wanted to treat him for his birthday. We were there with his auntie and uncle and his grandma, and he opened his birthday cards that morning and got in lots of euros inside to spend while we were there. But Jacob, bless him, he's just so content and happy with, everything, with life and what he does have, that he never really wants anything. So it's really difficult to buy him something because he won't, play with toys. So he won't rush to the toys like, say, his little brother would, or his cousin. Most of the things that he did get aren't necessarily what you would normally get for an 8-year-old boy, but it's just because he never wants anything, and obviously we do want to treat him while we're there. So from his grandma, she got him this fab Pirates t-shirt. Now I'll bring it up closer. See that? So we've got Goofy, Donald, Mickey and Pluto there, all in pirate outfits, because Pirates of the Caribbean is one of his favourite rides. So, and we deliberately got this in an age 10 so that it would last longer. And that's on the back. So it's as if they're bursting through the t-shirt. So yeah, so that was from the Pirates of the Caribbean shop, and I still have the tag on, and that was 18 euros. And then obviously I would have gotten 20% off. So yeah, so he got that. He also got this. The 2023 stuff was fab. I mean, we could have gone mad, but obviously you would only really wear it this year. And it wasn't the cheapest either. That some of the stuff was really expensive. They had this like lanyard set with pins, and that was 50 euros, I think. And yeah, and like your mugs, they were like 20 euros for just one mug. Anyway, but because we are going in the summer and I really like the design, we got Jacob this to wear for that trip. Yeah, I love the blue. It's like a shark skin blue, which is unusual. And I love that it's, you know, the Disneyland Paris castle and not the Florida castle or the Disneyland California castle. It is Disneyland Paris castle. And the colours as well. I love the orange and the yellow because that's quite unusual. And that was 14 euros. So yeah. So that's that. And then, now Ratatouille, if you don't know already, Ratatouille is one of his favourite films. He will watch that over and over and over again. But the shop didn't really have that much like new stuff from when we'd been there at Christmas, which was a shame because we'd seen all the stuff that was in the Epcot Ratatouille shop, because now that that's open over there, they now have their own merch, but it technically should be the same for the one in Paris because it's the exact same ride. However, yeah, so unfortunately we didn't really get much for him in that shop, which was a shame. And like we really, really wanted to get him the Big Feet Remy plush. We did get other Big Feet plush, which I'll show you in a moment. So if you don't know what these are like the cutest, fluffiest, cuddly toy that Disney has ever done. And they have big feet, but they almost look like they're babies as well. So for some of the characters, they can be really, really cute, like the Sully and the Mike and the Doug from Up. I mean, they're doing loads of characters now because they've become so popular. And I've not seen many on Shop Disney, or if any at all, but they're definitely popular in the parks and you can get them pretty much in any of the shops. Just depends on what shop, will depend on what character you can get. Anyway, so the Ratatouille shop, his grandma got him the Remy fleece. So I think, oh yeah, there. So on the side it says Remy and it's got the, you know, the nose and the whiskers, and then inside the hood is the check, obviously representing, you know, cooking chef sort of costume. But yeah, and that's the hood. It's really plain, but we just really wanted to get something, you know, that was Ratatouille. It's just a shame there isn't anything on the back. And yeah, I think the tag may be still on this. Yes. So this was 40 euros. But my mum didn't care. She was so desperate to get him something. And obviously I did get 20% off as well. So instead of it being 40 euros, it was 32, I think, or 33. So yeah, so that was what his grandma got him. Now the Big Feet, right? So, you know, obviously we wanted to treat the boys, and they, like, his younger brother is into the Chip and Dale and actually watches the Rescue Rangers program because it's on Disney Plus and I have the DVDs. So when we spotted the Chip and Dale, it made sense, you know, get both and they've got one each. And Jacob does watch Chip and Dale, but he watches these shorts on Disney Plus that are newer from one of the Mickey Mouse programs. So he does know who they are. So luckily when we picked them up, he did grab it, he did hold on to it, which is not like him. So let me show you. So we've got Dale and Chip. Now they're just so cute. Like, honestly, I love their face and the big feet. So this is the idea. They've got big feet and these big, you know, eyes, you know, as if they're, you know, looking at you with love, as if to say, cuddle me. But yeah, and like, look, Chip's got his little tooth there, and you can see that they're different. You know, that is clearly Dale. This is clearly Chip as well, which is fab. They have made them different because they are. So, yeah. So we got these, one each for the boys. That was our treat. And then, oh, Finley. Now, when we first went to Avengers Campus last year, one of the major toys that they were promoting and pushing was this huge spider bot. If you've done the ride, you'll know what I mean. If you haven't, I'm not going to say any more because I don't want to spoil it for you. But it's a toy with a remote control and it moves. And you'll know what it is once you've done the ride, or if you have been on the ride, you'll know what I'm talking about. And it was €80. And then there was all these accessories that came with it, and they were obviously extra. And yeah, I mean, obviously we had a bit of a carry on with them last year about this because, you know, it was close to Christmas. I was trying to explain to them that, you know, Santa will be here in a couple of months, that it's really expensive, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we managed to distract him and move on to something else. And he did pick something else that was a lot cheaper. However, this trip, I had told my mum about these bots, and she was planning on getting one each for both Finley and his cousin Zach because their birthdays are 3 days apart in April. So she was going to get them, and then that would have been them, blah, blah, blah. However, I don't even think they had the big one when we were in that shop. I think they'd sold out, which, you know, phew. However, they had mini ones, and I think they were €25. I think they were 25, yeah. And this is what, sorry, that's the front. So yeah, this is what it looks like. So he does like fit onto your hand, and he's just got a button there, and he lights up and moves around. Wow, this was perfect because you know what kids are like? They want the toy out of the box, even though you're around the park. So, you know, this was fine because he could carry it, and it wasn't a case of, you know, he would make us open it up and then we'd end up carrying it. This was easy to carry. And he actually showed Spider-Man the spider bot when he met him later that day. But yeah, so I was so glad that they had these. So yeah, so he got this from Grandma. Also as well, I didn't get my discount on this because with the Avengers Campus, in case nobody knows, but when there's merch that's only exclusive to that shop, and it's the same with the hotel as well, you don't get any discount on it. If you can buy it elsewhere in the park, then you'll get your discount. So yeah, but I still thought €25 was a reasonable price considering how much the bigger one was. So yeah, so that was Finley's purchase. Right, oh, so we got another Big Feet cuddly toy. So this was after Jacob met Stitch. Now, if you'll have watched our previous videos, so the previous video that was on, which was all our highs from the trip, I speak about when he met Stitch, and then it's also in the vlogs of the trip as well. So Stitch is not a character that Jacob is really familiar with, simply because he won't really watch the film. He has seen pictures of him, and he's heard us talk about him. But in terms of him watching a film or the TV programme, he's not familiar with the character. However, when he met him in the park, he was really like curious of him and went to him, you know, willingly. And after our meet and greet with him, like, he didn't want to leave. And he actually ended up standing to the side for a bit, which I didn't get on video, but he did stand to the side and was watching Stitch interact with the rest of, like, with other guests who were in the queue. And he was just mesmerised. So we spotted the Stitch Big Feet, which I have here. Look how cute. And yeah, he picked him up by the ears straight away. So he got that from us. Yeah, from Mum and Dad. That was his, no. I think this was from his auntie. Yeah, this was from Auntie Holly, this one, because we got the Chippendale. Just trying to remember who bought what. Anyway, so that was the Stitch Big Feet. So fingers crossed when we go the next time that the Remy one will be there, because he's due a new Remy anyway. Right, so I'm going to show you some, because I know you guys love the pins, so I'm going to leave them towards the end. Right, so just some like picture frames. We love picture frames, and I get photos up from our trips as quickly as I can when we get back. And, you know, years ago in the 90s, when the Disney store was like at its peak, you could get really cool picture frames from there. But obviously now they don't do that anymore. So the only place you can get sort of Disney frames is in the parks. And they've got some fab cardboard ones that are really cheap. They're like only €5 or €7, depending on which one you get and, like, you know, what the designs are. I think majority of them are about €7, and I get my discount on them. But they're handy because, you know, although they're cardboard, they're quite thick, but they're usually specific to the rides as well. So they're unique to that ride. So we got the Avengers one. I did want the portrait, no, this is the portrait. I did want the landscape one as well, but they sold out of that one. And it's fab because it says Avengers Campus Disneyland Paris on it. So it doesn't have the name of Flight Force or anything that specific. It's, you know, the campus. So my plan is to put one of the photos from our meet with Spider-Man. Because I got some really good pictures of that. So yeah, so I got that one. But we've got loads of these. Like, I've got the Buzz ones, I've got Pirates. So yeah, so we got that. Speaking of Buzz, so this was fab. I think they've had it before, but it's just not been available when we visited, and they've luckily gotten it back in. So this is like almost like a proper frame, and it was from the Buzz Blaster ride, and it's huge. I think it's either 14 by 10 or 16 by 12, maybe. I don't know. I'll need to get my measuring tape out, but it's big. You know, it's bigger than A4. So my plan is to do a collage of, oh, you just saw the camera there. Yeah, my plan is to do a collage of some of the photos we got from the ride and when the boys met Buzz Lightyear. because they were good photos. So yeah, and that was €17. I thought that's quite bad. That's quite good. And you can hang it up as well. It's got a thing at the back there, so if you want to put it on the wall, or it's got the stand, so you can stand it. So yeah, so we've got that. And then this was actually the very first thing that we bought. And it was from the shop in our hotel. And it was, now it doesn't have the Disneyland Paris castle, which is annoying, but it does have the Florida and the Los Angeles one, the Anaheim. I think that's supposed to be, yeah. So this is the original castle, and then this is the Florida one. But it's got all the characters, and it's, you know, glass, a proper frame. That was €25, and I got my discount on that. But yeah, and like Jacob wouldn't stop looking at it. So this is going to be probably going in his room. Speaking of his room, so there's like loads of merch still for the anniversary and with the 1992 on it. And I love the range that's got the navy blue, the yellow and the white with the red. Like they've got these fab Spirit jerseys and raincoats. I wished I'd gotten the raincoat, to be honest. T-shirts, all sorts. But for Jacob's room, we picked up the flag. Like I've always wanted to put one of these up in his room as well. I was hoping to get one when we went to see Disney on Ice, but they didn't have anything like this. But yeah, so I got that to hang. And again, you know, it's got the old name, you know, back when it first opened. And then on the back of the flag, it's got the 30th logo as well. Yeah, that was only, oh, well, only, it was €17, which considering it is just, you know, it's just felt on foam, I think. Yeah, it's a lot of money. I mean, obviously I got my discount on this, but I always find that the proper like souvenir type stuff is always more expensive. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the Big Feet plush. They're €30 each, by the way, which is really expensive. Like you can get bigger teddies for probably that price, but it's because they're the new teddies that are in, sorry, the new plush. And it's, you know, you can only get them there and everyone was buying them. So they're making a killing off of these Big Feet plush, but yeah, €30 each. Oh yeah, they would be. But yeah, so yeah, I know €17 for, you know, a felt flag, but it'll look fab in his room. And, you know, he liked it, so I'm willing to pay it. Right, speaking of souvenir stuff, so normally I am anti bubble wands and, you know, swords and all that, because the bubbles, for a start, never last. And with the lights, like, or the sword thing, I mean, they're just plastic. And they just, like, my boys anyway, they would get broken, you know, by the time the holiday was finished. But that's everywhere. Like, it's on all the stands, all the stalls, and people just spend loads of money. Like, that park makes a killing on that crap. But and they're not cheap either. So but Jacob did see this. So this, you press the button, it spins and it lights up. Now, for him, lights in the spinning and everything, I mean, he will literally sit there and watch it, and he'll try and touch it and all that. I can't remember how much it was. I think it was around about €20. And his auntie got him this. It's not something I would normally buy, but he loves it, and like it sits in his room, and every now and again I'll hear the spinning. So it's worth the money when, you know, when he does still use it even now, you know. And it's the 30th anniversary one, you know, it's got the 30th logo there. So, you know, probably after this year, you won't get this one again, whereas the others they have all the time. Right, okay, pins. So, Finlay got a new, or his first lanyard, which his grandma bought him. And, oh yeah, she's just stuck a Mickey pin on it, but it's not from the park. But yeah, so he went for this one so that he could have his, you know, annual pass in there. And then it meant that, you know, he would have it so he can scan it as he's going into the park. But yeah, and it's got like the Hawaiian flowers on it. So, and then obviously at the top it says Disneyland Paris there. So yeah, so he picked that, and then he picked this pirate stitch pin. Can you see that? And it's got Lilo's teddy next to him. I can't remember what the teddy's name is. Scrump or something? I think, anyway. But yeah, so he picked that pin, which is quite good. These are the kind of pins that we like, because they all, you know, they're specific to that park as well, and they're for a ride. And I love the mashup of, you know, a character and another film. So yeah, so he got that. He also picked, because he loves the Pinocchio ride. Oh, it's so funny. And he doesn't say Pinocchio, he says Pinocchio, which is even cuter. So it's like when he says, Mummy, I want to go on the Pinocchio ride. It's like, oh, okay. Anyway, so yeah, so he picked this pin, and it's Pinocchio on his ride, which I thought was fab. Very different. So yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. And he also picked this Spider-Bot pin to go with the Spider-Bot. So yeah, so that was his. And then we also got, so Jacob too got a lanyard, but he didn't wear it for very long. But he might use it, you know, over time, once he gets used to it. So we went for this one because it's got the Sensational 6 on it, and it comes with this, although we won't use that. And then to put his pass into, we picked that up, and it says Disneyland Paris, and obviously it's got the castle and the tower from the Walt Disney Studios to represent both parks. So yeah, so that just attaches to this. So he got that one, and he got that pin, 2023. And we managed to get the Mickey 30th one. Now, when we went last March, the only one we could get was Goofy. All the rest were sold out. Thankfully, they've kept bringing them back, which is really good. So yeah, so we managed to get the Mickey one. And we also got the Castle 2023 one, simply because we've got a lot of other trips planned this year. So it will represent, you know, our first like full year, January to December, with having an annual pass, you know. So that's why we got two, you know. And Chip and Dale, or as you say in Disneyland Paris, tic-tac. They don't say Chip and Dale over there. And it says Les Rangers du Risque. as in the Rescue Rangers. So yeah, yeah, I think that's all the pins. I got a new lanyard. I went for that one because I didn't really have one. Again, it's got the Sensational 6, but more 1930s drawing rather than the new. Yeah, I had got I used Ben's 30th anniversary lanyard when we were there, but some of the pins that he'd had on had made big holes. So yeah, just be careful if you do buy these, because they don't take much punishment with heavy pins. So like this one, for example, you would not put that on that lanyard. But, you know, these ones, you know, these light ones, I mean, even that stitch one, I mean, it's quite heavy. So yeah, just watch when you're wearing your pins on these, because yeah, they don't take much punishment with the heavier pins. Jacob also got a snap band because Finlay had gotten it was like a lollipop sort of thing. He'd been moaning all day about wanting a lollipop because Zach had gotten one, and even though I know Finlay doesn't like lollipops, he was adamant. Anyway, so yeah, so he'd gotten this pack of lollipops, and I think he'd gotten oh, what's it called again? Oh, candy floss as well. So Jacob picked this up, snap band. Oh, well, it doesn't really go on mine because I've got an adult wrist, but yeah, there, the 30th anniversary. He doesn't wear it, but I think he likes, you know, the noise of the snapping, and he will literally sit there and play with that. That was €10. Luckily I did get my discount on it, which again, like €10 for a snap band, like I think that's expensive for what it is, but this is what I mean, and it's this sort of stuff that is expensive. Oh, my ears. Yeah, so this is the kind of stuff that they make their money off of. Anyway, so there's two more things. No, there's four more things actually. Right, so I mentioned in one of the vlogs that we went into the Christmas shop. So the Christmas shop is inside the castle where you can walk through. There's also a glass shop in there as well. The Christmas shop is really small, and like my boys hate shopping, when especially Jacob absolutely hates it. And I would not recommend taking children into the Christmas shop because it is so small and so tight. Like, stuff must get broken in there all the time, because like there really isn't room for buggies or for like if you've got a bag on you. I nearly caught a whole thing with my backpack as I turned round, but Ben luckily spotted me, and he managed to stop me from going all the way around and taking them all off. Anyway, but was really disappointed in what they had because there was nothing new whatsoever. It was so disappointing. It was everything that they'd had when we went last year for both Halloween and Christmas. And a lot of the stuff you could actually get on Shop Disney. So really disappointed. But there was a bauble that I wanted to get when we went at Christmas, and when I went back to get it, they'd sold out. And they did happen to get them back in, albeit it's slightly different to the one that I'd originally seen. It's lighter. The one I'd saw was a lot more of a navy blue, but no matter. And they put up the price as well, which I thought was cheeky, because I swear when we went at Christmas, these were €10, and then they went up to 15. But I did get my discount on it. It's nothing special, but it's for the 30th. And, you know, there's probably somebody watching this saying, oh God, I could have made that. But I wanted it, and yeah. So this was what I got. So it's got the 30th logo there. Let me just put my hand so you can see. So yeah, 30th logo, fireworks all the way around, just clear. And then the ribbon has, which I don't know if you can see. Oh, hold on. Let me just turn it. The ribbon says Disneyland Paris on it. So yeah, like really nothing amazing, but I really liked it. And I went through them all because some of them, these bits had peeled off or was not complete. So I went, luckily there was a lot that I could go through, and yeah, I picked the best one. But yeah, I've got a bauble to represent the 30th, which was what I wanted. So yeah. Also, so I'm going to try my best to show you this, but hopefully you can see it. So it was Mother's Day, the day we arrived in the UK. It was Mother's Day. I know the rest of Europe and America celebrate it in May, I think. But here in the UK, it's March. The boys had obviously given me some euros to treat myself. I had planned on getting like a t-shirt or a jumper. However, I went for a Pandora charm. So this one, I think, was 59 euros, and then I got my 20% off. So I'll try my best to show you. I've got it on a bracelet. So, well, look, it's Sorcerer Mickey, and it says 1992 on it. And on the back, it also says Euro Disney. I loved that it had Euro Disney on the back, because that was what it was when I first, you know, I was there the year it opened, and up until the last 10 years, I've always called it Euro Disney. I do call it Disneyland Paris now. Now and again I slip up and I do say Euro Disney, can't help it, you know. But yeah, and I loved that that they had that charm, because it, you know, it meant something to me, because I originally knew it as Euro Disney. You know, my grandparents took me to it. My grandparents took me on, you know, on my first trip, and now, you know, I'm taking my boys with their grandma. So yeah, so I went for that one. I do have the castle one as well, which I got, which I've also got in this. I got that last March, and again, that was my Mother's Day present last year. So yeah, and I went for that one because it's the Disneyland Paris castle. So you can only get this one in Disneyland Paris. So the girl said, it looks like the Disneyland Paris castle. It doesn't look like Florida or Anaheim or any of the castles in Tokyo, Hong Kong or Shanghai. So I say it's the Disneyland Paris. And it says, does it say Disneyland Paris on it? Yes, it says on the bottom. It says on the bottom. Oh, right. Okay. Had to take those ears off because they kept falling down. It's because I've not got my hair tied up. Anyway, so with some of Jacob's birthday money, he got this, which you'll have seen as you enter the Walt Disney Studios park. There's these big like frames up on either side of the entrance, and they change. There's like Tower of Terror, there's this one, and there's Ratatouille, and they like flip over and they change the poster, and it's supposed to be a poster representing the Toy Story land at Disneyland Paris. I don't know if you can get these in America. So if anybody wants to drop in the comments if you can't get it in those parks, or if this is just Disneyland Paris, I don't know. But yeah, they're really cool. The Ratatouille one as well, which he got last year, is fab. So the plan is to get them up into frames side by side up on his room. So yeah, love that, because he loves that area. And he also got, oh no, this one is heavy. This is fab. So this is Sorcerer Mickey figurine. And let me just, he lights up and it changes. How cool is that? I actually did not discover this until we got home. I didn't think at all that it would be a light up. And it didn't have a sign on it to say that it lit up either. But yeah, so this is what he got with his birthday money. Now this, which I think, and this is what I mean about this, the souvenir type stuff, right? Because this is the kind of stuff that we love and that we buy and bring back. Let me just switch this off, because this was only 49 euros. And then I got 20% off. I mean, and it's really heavy. You know, it's not plastic. And again, I'm not sure. It says Disney on it. It doesn't say if it's exclusive to Disneyland Paris. So you quite possibly could get this over in America. But to me, you know, 50 euros, even without the discount, I think that's brilliant price. Considering, you know, that is 20 euros. You know what I mean? And that's, once that go, okay, you know, some people might say, well, but, you know, it'll entertain them for hours or whatever. But, you know, this is like a keepsake. You know, Jacob will have this forever, hopefully. And I think that, you know, their ornaments and stuff, I think, are really, really good price. I mean, if he was on Shop Disney in the UK, I bet you he'd be probably more 80 to £100 than 50 euros. Anyway, so yeah. So he got this. And the picture, I think that's got the price on it. That was 27 euros. Yeah, 27. So yeah. And yes, I remembered Ben did get something. Him and Matt actually got the same top. Now, luckily, because we were there for 6 days, Ben could try it on. He actually, tell a lie, he actually bought something else, and it was from the Avengers shop. And it was an Avengers t-shirt. And when we went back to the hotel and he tried it on, he didn't like it. He didn't like the material on him, and it was too fitted, you know. He likes it baggy. And when he seen it on him, he realised that he actually didn't really like it. So we took it back and he picked a polo t-shirt instead. And again, he tried this on back at the hotel, and we had to exchange it for a bigger size. So if you do have the time, try it on so you can change the size, because it was really weird how, depending on the material or the style of t-shirt, Ben was completely different sizes. So he's normally a large, and he had to go up to an extra large for this one. So he went for the 30th anniversary Disneyland Paris. And there's the D on the sleeve. And yeah, really smart. And then it's got the date that it opened on the other sleeve. So yeah, So yeah, really smart. So he got this and Matt got this as well. And yeah, I think Matt had to get the large. He had to go up one as well. So yeah, if you can, I think, I'm trying to think of the shops that had fitting rooms. I think the one in Frontierland does. But I don't know of any other one. So yeah, go to the toilet and try it on. Don't, you know, if you're only there for a couple of days, don't wait till you're back at your hotel. Do it in the toilets. Because yeah, their sizes are really funny. Not for the kids. For the kids stuff, they're genuinely small or just fit. So always go up. I mean, they don't go every age. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, you know, and so on. You don't get the odds. So often we'll go for the bigger size. It was just that 2023 one. We didn't see the point because he will only wear it this year. And then, you know, it'll be just put away as maybe something to wear pajamas, because it's got 2023 on it. So yeah, so I mean, when you look at it, it doesn't seem a lot compared to what other people might bring back. But yeah, we were really happy with everything that we bought. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's loads of stuff there. I mean, like that Sorcerer Mickey, I've had my eye on for ages for Jacob. And, you know, luckily we got it this time. There's certain things that, like the Christmas ornaments, you know, if you do see something, get it that day. Because not all the time you can go back to get it later, you know. Especially if you're watching your money. I get that some people sort of think, oh, I'll wait till the end of the trip and if I've got money left over. For us, it's a case of, well, if we don't end up getting it, it wasn't meant to be, you know. And that was the case with that Christmas bauble. When I went back to get it, it sold out and it was like, oh, right, okay, I wasn't meant to spend that €10. However, it was there this time. Okay, it's a pain that it had gone up in price, but I did manage to get it. But we're going back a few times. That might not be the case for you. You might only be going once, you know, for a year, or once in a couple of years. So if you've got the money and you see something you like, just get it. Because if you see something else, you can't take it back. And often they'll allow you to take it back at a different shop. You don't have to necessarily go back to the shop that you bought it from. But obviously just double check with cast members that you can do that. So yeah. But no, really happy with everything that we've got. I can't wait to get the pins up. I'm in the process of trying to design one at home that my friend is going to help me make. And because we've got so many now, and the board that I did have, I've filled, and we've got a couple left over from our previous trip as well that we've not managed to get up. And I'd really like the boys to have one in their rooms with their pins on. So yeah, but no, loved everything that we got. And yeah, hopefully when we go back, I'll get the Remy Big Feet. Oh, speaking of Remy, so before I forget, I have one more thing to show you. So this cutie was not from Disneyland Paris. He was from the airport. And yeah, my sister and mum had spotted him in a newsagent's at the airport while they were waiting because their flight was delayed for about half an hour. And I mean, it's even got a genuine Ratatouille tag. But I mean, he's so cute and he's not too big and he's not small either, and he's got a chef's hat and a baguette. You know, I just think that's fab. But this was not from the park. This was from the airport in a newsagent's. And he loves it. And the thing is, you know, he does have a Remy, but his Remy is loved. So, you know, we do like to have spares. But yeah, he is fab. And yeah, so not necessarily the stuff in the park is always the best. You know, this was a little gem in a newsagent's at the airport. So yeah, fab. So yeah, so he did get a Remy. It just wasn't the big feet Remy. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed our first haul video. That was loads of fun. And seeing everything again that we bought. I can't wait to put it all up. And let me know if any of the things that we did buy you bought as well, or that you liked. And yeah, there will be more. I'll definitely remember to do this after the other trips that we have planned. And now I can finally put all this stuff away and get the Mickey up and the picture up and all that. So yeah, thanks again for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. It means so much. Thank you for watching, and for if you've watched any of our previous vlogs. We are having so much fun, and the next time you hear from us, it will be announcing all our trips that we have planned. So yeah, so hit that subscribe button and like the video as well. That's really important. And yeah, have a magical day.